Record. Hello, welcome everyone. I am Stephanie Schmidt. For those of you who are rewatching this, thank you for watching. Tonight I'm going to talk about 3 oils. I put out there for a request and got a few requests for some oils, and I thought I'd throw one that I am finding is very helpful right now and doesn't get enough attention to it. So the first one I'm going to talk about is Arborvitae. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. Arborvitae is in a 5 milliliter, so a small bottle. All right, and it is also known as the tree of life. I wrote some notes here. I have some things I want to read to you that I know you guys don't have in your books. But it is known as the tree of life, and the Arborvitae tree, if you know about it, it lasts a lot longer because the oil will help protect it against insects. It's a natural bug repellent, so it's a great one to put in for your bug sprays with the Terra Shield, and spray it, you diffuse it in the house or spray it around your garden to help with certain bugs. And part of the other thing is the history was the Native Americans would use a lot of the tree parts for making canoes, different things. They even made clothing out of it, the bark and parts of the tree. I guess they'd get it thin enough that they could do that. I'm not sure how. But the trees are, where we get ours sourced from is more the Canadian region of North America, because that's where it's naturally from. And I thought that was just interesting. And then also people will use the tree itself for a lot of furniture, different things, because it is much more resistant to rotting and bugs and that sort of thing because of the oil that's in it. So it's why it makes a great insect repellent. I can't hear you, Mom. Sorry, I muted you. So it is one this time of year, I was out walking around and I saw that we have plants coming up. So the bugs are coming, the plants are coming up, spring is coming. So the other thing to note about Arborvitae is one of the recipes I wrote down for you for a natural wood polish. If you do 4 drops of the Arborvitae with 2 drops of lemon essential oil, you'll have a natural wood preservative and polish. So it's good for your wood and that sort of thing. So I thought that would be a fun one for spring clean airs, and then just to have in general. Make sure you put it in a glass spray bottle, and then you can add you're going to want to add a little bit of either Castile or witch hazel to it. Hello, Linda. I will make sure I mute you just for now. So you're going to want to add a little bit of witch hazel to your Arborvitae, the 4 drops and the 2 drops of lemon for your polish. And then you're going to put some water, top off your little bottle with water after that. And then the other thing to note is you can diffuse Arborvitae. So if you get a lot of spiders in your home, this is a great one to diffuse, especially when the bugs or the creepy crawlies, which we have some weird bugs here. I will just say that. Last year at this time, I was screaming because of it was a centipede crawling across my lap in our living room. Molly and I jumped off the couch. She was probably more afraid than I was. So if you diffuse, and that's where I was reading about it, you can diffuse a drop or 2 in your diffuser, and it'll help kind of keep the bugs away. It'll also help cleanse your air, and it's also good for emotional support. So it's going to be more of a grounding, and not only purifying the air, but it's going to ground you emotionally and support you that way. It's also great for your skin. Okay, so it'll help with blemishes. It's great for purification for your skin, for cleansing and toning. And then it can only be used 2 ways. So you cannot take Arborvitae internally. You can use it aromatically or in the diffuser, and you can use it on your skin. I wanted to read from the emotional aromatherapy, or the emotional book that I have. It's called, in case you guys want to get it yourself, Emotions and Essential Oils. And it's very interesting because I know in my studies for church work, we talked about taking care of yourself as a whole. So making sure you're taking care of your body, taking care of the spiritual side, and just taking care of all aspects, even your emotional side. So it's kind of fun to learn about how the oils will help not only our physical body or maybe our home, keeping those scary bugs away, but also they're going to help you emotionally. And Arborvitae is one that emotionally is known as the oil of divine grace. Okay. And part of the reason for that is I'm going to read a little bit of blurb here to you. So Arborvitae assists individuals who believe or act like all progress must be made through struggle and solitary effort. Last year, I felt like that was me 24/7. Mom, yep. See, you asked. My mom was the one who asked about this oil, and she's waving her hand here going, yep. So instead of trusting in God, these individuals unconsciously block God's aid. This says divine, but there's still that. Everyone here I know is Christian, so we're going that way. Choosing instead to live by their own efforts. All right, so Arborvitae is also a grounding oil that teaches that God is all around. God's grace can benefit or be felt and experienced here on earth. It is not distant or separate. And then God can help find balance in life and teach what to hold close and what to release. For me, that was the biggest thing, was I was trying to find balance in life. And so those days that, I'm using my balance, I might put a drop of Arborvitae with it and put it on the bottom of my feet and the back of my neck, because it's going to help me hold on to what I need to hold on to and get rid of what I need to get rid of emotionally or just even spiritually, or things I'm thinking of. And being a Holy Week this week, thought this was quite interesting. Arborvitae's Latin name means to sacrifice. So there you go. There's a good Lenten oil oil for Holy Week for you. It's to sacrifice. So negative emotions. If someone is feeling willful, or they're struggling, excessive effort. That was me today with the ceiling. Distrust, rigid, fearful, or need to control. This might be a good oil for them. It also it causes positive reinforcement of peace, surrendering, like we said, letting go. It's grounding. Most of our trees we're going to talk about today are grounding. It's allowing. I help you feel relaxed, more grace-filled, effortless living. I need that. Everyone needs that. Trust in God's grace. So I like Arborvitae for a lot of reasons, but knowing kind of the emotional side of it, it's a great one to add in, especially those times that you're just really struggling, or you need a little something extra with your balance or some grounding. But it's also good for those bugs. So if you're outside, it's going to help kind of deter some of those nasty bugs and pesky bugs. All right, so the other thing to note, I have a lot of notes here, is with people, if you know someone who's pregnant, this is one that you want to use very sparingly and to dilute, because it is an antibacterial, antifungal, antiseptic. It's got a lot of strong properties, but it's also one you just want to be careful if you know people who are pregnant and they're used to oils and they know how they respond, then you want to make sure they definitely dilute it, but also don't use it on a regular basis. So that's one to keep in mind for them. The other thing I noticed that was interesting, which I didn't know, I knew a lot about Arborvitae, but I didn't know it helps with hair loss. So you can rub it into your shampoo, in your scalp. That was one I wasn't sure. It's like, oh, that's a new one. So hopefully that gives you an idea a little bit more about Arborvitae. If you have the Modern Essentials book, I recommend that you look it up tonight on your own. Just do a little homework, see what else it's good for. There's a lot of things in there. but I can't necessarily say because we repost these videos. So it kind of shows you some studies, some additional research that's been done on it, and you can go Google those, and I'll give you that information. All right, the next one I want to talk about, so I'm glad you're on, Linda, is one of our newest oils, which is a hot topic. People like this oil, Copaiba. So Copaiba is one that Linda was asking me to talk a little bit about. And I know, Mom, you enjoy this oil a lot. I am enjoying this oil. I learned something new about it today when I was looking information up. I learned it also helps with urinary tract. Didn't know that, and I'm happy because I added it to my my regimen today, or yesterday. So I'm excited because I'm like, oh, that's a new one. Didn't know it helped there. That oil, Copaiba, can be used 3 different ways. You can use it aromatically, topically, and internally. So Copaiba is our Copaiba is from resin of 4 different Copaiba trees, and they make up this blend to have the best benefits. And Copaiba is where we source from is in Brazil. So that's where we get ours. And it's widely used in creams, lotions, soaps, kind of those regular, cosmetic products, because it's also a good one for your skin, for blemishes, for toning, for just cleansing your face. And the funny thing is our next oil is also good for your skin. So all 3 of these tree oils we're talking about are great for your skin and your complexion. It's one that you could add into your moisturizer, or if you have a toner you put on, you could add it in there. Otherwise, definitely add it to a lotion or your moisturizer, and you can put it on your skin and on your face, and it'll help with your skin. It is also similar emotionally to black pepper, so it's going to be very grounding. It's also an antioxidant, so it's very good at cleansing. And we mentioned that. What else? It'll help support several different systems of the body. You ready for it? I talked about your urinary tract. It helps support that. Cardiovascular, immune, digestive, your nervous system, your respiratory system. And then in your Modern Essentials book, it talks about it also is good for your bones. So that was one that doTERRA doesn't have written down, but it also helps with your bones. Hopefully I didn't miss anything there. I'm going to double check over here because I thought I had a good recipe written. Oh, it blends well with cedar wood. So if you want to do it in the diffuser, these are some things you could do, or making a room spray. Cedarwood, cinnamon, any citrus oil, clary sage, jasmine, rose, or ylang ylang. So it blends well with those. The other thing to also note, where I saw it helps your bladder and kidney functions, and it helps if you have cysts, it'll help your body with that. So Copaiba helps with so many different things. I encourage you, if you have the Modern Essentials, to read, if you have the current one, I should say, to try and read in there some of the other things that it's good for. The other thing to note is it helps with insect bites. So like we said, it's good for skin. If you're going to be outside and you didn't use your Arborvitae or your TerraShield, and you get some bug bites, it's a great one to help soothe those bug bites as well. And then it's one you can use for even sore muscles, because we talked about going to the bone, helping support your bones, and it helps with stiffness and any wounds, of course. All right, trying to think if there's anything else. Emotionally, Copaiba is one, again, to be grounding and help you relax. And it is a type of cannabinoid, but it doesn't have any of those properties So that's why it is one that's safe in all states. Okay. All right, I'm trying to think if there's anything else with that one that I wanted to share. If you're looking for it to help support different systems of the body, especially your digestive, then you're going to want to take it 1 to 2 drops in either water, juice, milk. It's one I take right now, and I'm taking it with our next oil. It's one I pair with anytime we're doing our poof recipe, which is peppermint, on guard, oregano, frankincense. I put a couple drops of Copaiba in there because it's going to help with your respiratory, your immune system, and when you blend it with the other oils and mix it, it's actually helping support even more. It's enhancing the effect of all the oils together. So it's a great one to combine with a lot of different things. So if you're using certain oils, like right now I'm using some oils, and I'm going to get to what they are in a little bit. I'm using some oils to help support my body very specifically, and I added Copaiba in, just going, I know it helps enhance a lot and it works really well. And then I went and read it helps with your urinary and your bladder and all that. And I went, great, I'm good. So hopefully that gives you an idea on those. Our last oil is Juniper Berry. Yay! Hopefully you guys can see that. Again, this is a small bottle. Copaiba, if you're wanting to order it, you can only order it when you go to process your LRP order now, and it's $35 wholesale. And that's because we're only allowed 1 bottle per household per month because there was a shortage. We had it out for 1 month and they sold out of their supply in a month. So they're trying to limit so everyone has a chance to get it in their home. So that's why if you tried to do that, we've had people go in and try and order and they couldn't. All right, our next oil I said was Juniper Berry. It is our smaller bottle. And it is an oil that does not get enough attention, kind of like the Arborvitae. And it's a tree, of course. You can take this one internally, so you can use it aromatically, topically, and internally. And topically, when you're using it, it's great for your skin as a toner. So it's going to just naturally tone and clear up your skin. I would add it to, my oil that I would use in my hand. I've been using now the hydrating Immortelle hydrating serum, and I would add a drop or two. I would add that in to help continue cleansing and toning my skin. It's also a detoxifying agent, so it's a good one you can use for cleaning products. You can put it in some of your cleaning products because it's going to have those detoxification properties, especially if you like the smell of juniper. Some people don't, but I noticed it pairs really well with citrus. So that's a good note there. It emotionally is helpful with calming because, again, it's another tree, and grounding, okay? The other thing I wanted you to know, going through all my little notes here, is that it'll help support your skin with, if people are having breakouts a lot, it's a great one for people who need support with eczema. So that's why it's another one for this, good for the skin, or dermatitis. So that's a great one to add in. Make sure you don't always have to dilute, but I would have people dilute it just in case. The other thing to note is if you have someone who is pregnant, be sure that they don't use it. They use it diluted, but they also talk to their physician too if they're using it, especially internally. All right, it blends really well with, like I said, citrus oils. I've known that now because I like to put it with my citrus oils when I'm cleaning. Bergamot, cypress, geranium, lavender, melaleuca, and rosemary. So those are also all really good cleaning type oils. So if you're doing your spring cleaning, they're also really good with helping with bug deterrent. You've got rosemary is a great one that kind of deters bugs. Geranium, again, like we said, arborvitae. So it's kind of in that family. And it also helps, it's one that's been used throughout history and centuries for physical and spiritual purification, is what they talked about. So I wanted to mention in the emotions book that it's known as the oil of night. And this is what I thought was interesting. So it also will help people to reconcile with their fears and other hidden aspects of themselves. So a lot of times if you are someone who has a lot of fears and you're not wanting to face them, Juniper Berry is one to help you, encourage you to face some of those fears and learn from those fears, because some of those fears are things that are going to teach you. God's going to use those to teach you how to kind of grow and be stronger. There's a lesson there, right? So Juniper Berry helps restore kind of the balance between, I guess, light and dark. Kind of people with some depression, this might be a good one for them if they have irrational fears or really bad anxiety. And then if they're having reoccurring nightmares, add this with some of your serenity or your lavender and use this at night to help with restful sleep and to help with those nightmares. It'll help you feel protected. It's going to help you be able to dream, because a lot of times our fears cause us to not want to dream, to not think of the future. So Juniper Berry is one that will help you kind of be more open to that instead of being just terrified of everything. And then it'll help you feel more self-aware and courageous. So I thought that was interesting, learning a little bit more about the emotional side of Juniper Berry and how, oh, okay, there are times it is soothing for me and I didn't realize that. So those are what I wanted to share there. I'm going to unmute you guys because I wanted to talk about some exciting things that are coming. And Aunt Donna, if I went too fast, let me know. I can retype or re-say some things. All right, so I think I unmuted you all.
Okay, so you did go pretty fast.
So it's recorded.
And I was taking notes, so.
Okay.
And I can watch the recording over again.
Yeah. There's a lot to cover, and there's a lot more that's in there. Like I read a lot, and I went, okay, what are some main points that I found interesting? But like I said, if you have a book, go through and read, because it'll tell you more information on those oils and give you a little more insight of the history, because I find that fascinating, just how certain things were used. Yeah, so there's a lot to these oils. So hopefully those are helpful. Any questions so far before I share a couple things doTERRA has coming that I know some of you have asked about?
Is one of these on special?
This month?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Arborvitae was in the flash sale. So it was.
I remember seeing that, and that's why I asked. Oh, well.
If you're interested, talk to me afterwards, because I did get one through the flash sale. So I know, Mom, you got one.
You said the magic words in there, struggling, too much effort. Aha.
Yeah, I read that one. Ah.
I thought you said something like trying to make things happen by their own efforts. Yeah, that's kind of like, yeah, I live there sometimes.
Arborvitae, yeah, that one's a good one. I didn't realize emotionally how beneficial it was. So it is one that between Juniper Berry and Arborvitae, if people are asking me for certain things for emotional support, yes, we have our blends and they're really good. But these might be good to put in a roller ball of some sort,
Sure.
10 drops in a 5 milliliter or 5 drops, and then fill with fractionated coconut oil and have people just apply throughout the day.
Okay.
Especially Juniper Berry if they're feeling really, really fearful. I know some people who have. That would be a good one for them. So, any questions? All right, I'm gonna hop over because I think you guys might have questions. I'm gonna share my screen.
So what you were saying about the juniper berry and the rollerball, that fearfulness is kind of like anxiety, right?
Yes, can be.
Okay.
All right, so I wanted to share because I know Julie had asked, and I know my mom, you said you wanted to participate and do this. Wally, our internet's unstable.
You're breaking up. You're breaking up.
You're gonna have to close your computer. Okay.
The computer itself is not going to be stuff.
All right, I got it. All right, we got 10 minutes left, so hopefully I can get through this. All right, can you guys hear me?
Yep. Yes.
Wally's closing a few things. It was working when I closed your computer. All right, so doTERRA is doing a, as you saw, daily habits type event starting next month, and it starts on April 15th. They're having you get these products by the 15th or the 20th at the latest. In our home, we have all of these products, okay? If you don't have them, they have the kit. So it is a little bit of a deal. I have not done the math yet to figure out.
It's 5 milliliter though, not 15.
Okay. Good for travel size. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
So they offer this kit, and it's, as long as you get all of these, you can participate. So you have to have all these products to be able to participate in the event. And they're going to post more soon, or more like the 15th of April. They'll probably say more of how you can be entered in the daily giveaways. So they're going to do daily giveaways of oils or products. And then they're going to do stuff towards the end, like bigger giveaways as well. Do I know what they are? No. But I know they'll give us more instructions as we get closer, so be sure to watch for those. But what the kit includes and what you need to make sure you have to participate is On Guard, which is good for immune support, balance, which helps with stress and anxious feelings. I like to pair the Arborvitae with that and the Juniper Berry with that. Frankincense to promote cellular health, and it's also good for immune support. And then lavender, so you can add it to, or lemon, so you can add it to your water to help you release toxins. Another one I'm taking lately. And then lavender for sleep. You could use any citrus oil they mentioned, so it wouldn't have to be lemon. You could use tangerine, you could use grapefruit, but lemon is going to be a good one for cleansing. And then lavender you can use for stress management and restful sleep, or you could use Serenity. So if you have Serenity, that would work too. Deep Blue Rub is the other one for using before and after workout or activities. And then our Lifelong Vitality Pack, making sure you're taking that every day. And then the Digest and Supplements of Terrazyme and PV Assist Plus. So those are what you would need to have to be able to participate, because I know you're going to be taking those every day. They'll give you instructions too as we get closer. So that is that. Hopefully that makes sense. All right. I know I had a question, so let me look at this. How do you order Copaiba? All right. So when you go do your loyalty order, you can add it in the day you're going to process now and ship now. If you're just having it go through and ship to you automatically, you can't add it straight in your cart. When you add it, you'll have to order it right then and there. That makes sense. Otherwise, you could do a one-time order, but then you don't get your percentage, your points for towards the loyalty rewards? So good question.
You can make another LRP.
You could make another LRP and just have it it was something else go through, but usually you want to make it an LRP so you get your points from it. Good question.
Yeah.
Any questions, Linda? Any insights?
I don't think so, but I don't think you'd want to create LRP. I think you'd want to put it in your cart and do a ship now, and then go load your cart back up, whatever you wanted. Kind of like we did for the sales.
Yeah, you can do that too. But I know if it's under
But
50, sometimes they'll say, oh, you're not going to earn any points with this. It'll tell you usually.
Yeah, I always want to earn points, so you want to make sure it's over 50. The easiest thing to do is exactly what you said, is go out before your LRP is going to ship, put it in your cart, and then hit process now.
Yes.
And your LRP for the month right then.
Yeah. And that's usually what I do because I change it up to the last minute and then decide I want it earlier than it's supposed to ship. So.
Me too.
Yep.
Awesome.
I do that every month.
I'm going to stop recording.